name is Charles Henry, KD2BID. Over the next 15 minutes, we'll do a presentation on with tips and tricks for field day radio events and special events. We'll start out with what is a field day event. A field event is basically operating not at home, meaning you're using temporary antennas set up for the event, some kind of temporary power set up for the event. Again, the key word is not at home. Basically, is a field day type event. Coming up, we have the Hudson River Radio Relay event, which is happening at numerous locations up and down the Hudson River on July 11th, 1 to 5 p.m. That is the same weekend as the ARRL VHF contest. And then the ARRL Field Day takes place the last weekend in June, 25th and 26th. That is a 24-hour event, on the air from 2 p.m. Saturday to 2 p.m. Sunday. And it happens every year the last weekend of June. Okay, in a 4-hour event, the thing you want to do is keep it simple. Very basic antenna setup. Try and any tasks that need to be done, try and keep, plan them to two people can handle them, any particular task. As far as power is concerned, the 4-hour event, you have lots of options from batteries to generators to, power that's available at the site. Don't assume anything. Make sure know all your options, know all your gear. Don't show up with a new radio that you never used before and can't figure out how to use when it's time to be on the air. Things like that. You want to be prepared for whatever the weather is, whether it's sun or rain or even cloudy. You need to protect yourself from the sun and the rain. You don't want to get too soaked or come off with a terrible sunburn. Make sure you have plans for tables and chairs. You may think there's some at the site, but have a plan B just in case. And make sure you have plans for plenty of hydration. Even in a 4-hour event, you need to stay hydrated. Things you don't want to do, don't set things up to make a fancy show of it. And make sure you're equipped so you don't have to do the duct tape fixes everything. Hopefully you will have everything you need with you, have planned for it. Again, plan for the length of the event and how much power you'll need. And the same thing with the new toy again. Don't show up with a new toy that you have no clue how to use and then find out it doesn't work for what you want to do that day. And there'll be some things that aren't going to work out. Just keep it simple. You can't do everything perfect. And again, as far as equipment and tables and chairs and stuff like that, nothing fancy. Doesn't need to be. So, and you need to just plan that you have what, the people need: food, water, shelter, those kind of things, just ready to go. So, next. Okay. For a 24-hour long event, such as the ARRL Field Day, you need to have your antennas up a little sturdy and more reliable. They got to withstand 24 hours of whatever the weather may bring in that time frame. And you never know when a thunderstorm or something might roll through. So you have to have them, sufficient to handle something like that. You want to keep your tasks, still try to keep most tasks so that two people can do them. There may be a few that will take more, but you keep it simple, on and on, again and again. As far, again, being power, know how much power you're going to need and how long it will last. Plan on running on generators. Make sure you have enough fuel to run the entire time. Again, plan ahead. Know your stuff. Know how your radios work. What buttons do what. So when it's not doing what you want it to do, you know which button to push. Understand the logging software. If you need training or help learning it, get that hopefully in advance. But if usually be somebody there who could help you out. Again, you're going to be there for 24 hours, hopefully overnight, and the bugs come out at night especially. So make sure you're prepared for that. You want to be comfortable when you're sitting, but you also got to make sure you get up to stretch once in a while. Don't sit in front of the radio for 3 hours straight. It would not be a healthy thing to do. And again, lots of hydration. You got to stay prepared. Don't do things that will turn people away. You want to be amicable to anybody coming by. I mean, this is a public event. You want people to see you out there. But you don't need to be flashy with everything, flashing lights. Basically, what you do and use, as long as they, can see it, believe me, it's plenty impressive. You don't have to stand out there and be the expert in everything or anything. There's lots of people there. They can help you. Or if you're talking to somebody from the public or something who has a question you don't have an answer to, I'm sure somebody there will. Always thing there. Goes back to, again, the new toys. It's not a good idea to bring new toys there that you don't know how to use because you'll be very frustrated. So you can, hopefully in the morning prior to in this case, the 2 o'clock start, you can make sure everything is working. You don't want to be in a situation where, we'll get it to work sooner or later. Hopefully you can get it to work in advance and just kind of focus on the event, not too much else going on. So set up and basically usually consists of erecting the antennas, whether they be simple tripods, with and wires between them, or verticals on a tripod, or starting to hang long wires from 2 trees 100 feet apart, or any combination thereof, dipoles, whatever you're using. You need to get that all set up and choose appropriate for how long they're going to have to be out there. You don't have to build a bulletproof setup for a few hours, but holding something up with kite string might not be the best idea for a 24-hour event. So, and then when the event is over, you need to basically take everything down and roll it up, pack it up, whatever, so that it's ready and available for the next time. Here we have just this is basically simple antenna masts on tripods. And in some cases it's just a vertical. In other cases, it's a wire strung between 2 masts and then, guide off to the ground. Very effective. Antennas done that way. Maybe they wouldn't withstand a thunderstorm, but they're good. You have to plan for all your getting everything connected together. Whether you're using multiplexers and diplexers and filters and everything, you make sure you have enough cables and with the proper and matching connectors. You don't want to wind up with an end connector on the end of your wire trying to go into a PL 259 or whatever, and they don't match, and not having any kind of an adapter to even help that. So kind of be aware of what equipment has what connectors, and plan accordingly. On logging software, N3FJP, we suggest that it's relatively simple to use. It does save it in the format that you need to submit the file to the ARRL or any other organization that's doing it. It does, and it's a very straightforward. It can be networked together so that all the operators are filling a single file. And the logging is obviously important because you want to keep track of every contact. So need lots of volunteers, particularly on a 24-hour event. You need people who will be working and operating overnight, and you need people obviously for setup and breakdown, and hopefully everyone will kind of know in advance who's going to be there so they can plan accordingly, and as much time as needed. More people means less time for setup and less time for breakdown. So thank you very much. And when you go to these events, the most important thing is to have fun. That's why we call it playing radio. So thank you very much and have a great day.